Good evening. Like you said, I'm Anna. And I just want to start. Thank you for that introduction. Also, thank you for inviting me. And Walker, thank you for opening your doors to us. I think to better know why I do what I do is to give you a little bit of a background. I'm not from here. And that doesn't mean I'm from outer space. That means that I am not from Greensboro. How many people here are from Greensboro?
Are from or are not?
Are. Oh, I feel so good now. Well, I am not from Greensboro. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And in Philadelphia, my mother was actually the block captain of our community. And our house was what you would consider to be called the Kool-Aid house. Does anybody know about the Kool-Aid house?
What street?
Cater Street. No? Oh, there were some other streets there too, but we won't go there. But has anybody heard about the Kool-Aid house? Well, let me tell you, the Kool-Aid house was a house where, you were the one that said, Mom, can I go down and play at such and so-and-so's house? That was the Kool-Aid house. My house was the Kool-Aid house. My mother had a love for people, a love for God, and a love for community. And so it isn't by naught or by chance that I love people, love God, and love community. I love reaching out. If you get within 3 feet of me, you got me. Well, because of that, we have come, my husband, Myron, my loving husband, handsome one right there, Myron, he has, well, we have for the last 30 years been doing community across the United States, from Philadelphia to Denver, Colorado, and a whole lot of stops in between. We've had an opportunity to love on people and to hear community and to experience community and to engage in community. And it was because of those different travels we are here in Greensboro today. My husband is the executive director of Greensboro Urban Ministry, and I know he's going to get me for telling that one. But we get an opportunity at Greensboro Urban Ministry to be able to engage in community with those that are less fortunate than ourselves. And how we got to where we are and where we met Lyndon at is where, when I first came here, we were hunting for housing. We were looking for community. We were looking around trying to find where could we live that would be a pleasant experience. I mentioned my husband, but we also have 3 loving sons. And when you have boys, you got to make sure you land that house in the right place. And so what we end up doing, we end up finding our home in the Hamilton Forest area. And there, when I got there, people were greeting, and they were really helpful and kind. But what I noticed is that they weren't engaging as community. Each individual was reaching out to me separately, but none in a communal way where we all came together. I found out that there were people that were interested in having that experience. So what I did, I began to ask around, and we got those people together. And I formed a group, and our group is called Neighbors to Friends. Neighbors to Friends. And we thought it would be easy, but you got to remember that when you're trying to bring people together, it's not always easy because people come with history. And we found out in order to have a great community, you had to forgive and you had to forget. That means you had to forgive that person whose dog pooped on your lawn. You had to forgive that person who sprayed fertilizer where it shouldn't be. That person that killed your tree. That person that goes in his house and doesn't speak. If you wanted to bridge community. So what we end up doing, we got together, and it happened over ice cream. We decided, I spoke with my husband, and we decided that we're going to have an ice cream social right out on the front lawn. And what we did, and for those of you that are interested in engaging in your community a little bit better, we made sure that we had out a table where you could sign up. We had 3 things on that table. We had a sign-up sheet to give us information about yourself. We also had a sign-up sheet to tell us if you had gifts and talents that you wanted to share. So, and we also had a sign-up sheet for those who didn't want to do anything but contribute. We need those people. So what we did was we had that, and then we began to pray and talk to each other. And what we did, we got our flyers set up, we put our shoes on, and we hoofed up and down that community, knocking on doors, introducing ourselves, and letting people know that we're here and we want to help our community be the best community that it can be. And at that ice cream social, over 40 people signed up. And those 40 people were the people that we're using right now to encourage our neighbors. We have 4 events a year, 4 major events: spring, summer, fall, winter. We have ice cream socials for the for the summer. We have a huge yard sale for the spring. And for the fall, we have a fall festival. And in that fall festival, we have a potluck and a chili cook-off. And if you're hot, you're in. I'm not boasting, but I won last year. I won the chili cook-off. And then we have, in the winter, we have our Christmas holiday open house festival. And I believe Lyndon was at our last open house and experienced the joy of being in it. And we come together and we do it progressional. So the first house, if you're into that decorating thing, you're going to get the Christmas tree, fa la la, and you're going to exchange ornaments. And then if you like to eat, you're going to go to the cookie exchange next, and where all the neighbors bake up all kinds of cookies. And last but not least, we all do a cover dish, and we come to the open house and we enjoy each other. So community is what we do, and we've been doing it for quite some time. I think it's just got to be in your heart. And it's easy, because if you didn't have it in your heart, you would not be here today. So thank you for having me. Thank you for listening. And I hope what I've shared with you will help you do community better. Thank you.